FlossTube, my name is Sarah. I'm from Memphis and this is my channel about cross stitch. Welcome, welcome. Today is Monday, November the 25th, and I have no earthly idea what number FlossTube this is. I think actually it might be FlossTube number 40 because I remember thinking, oh, I'm about to hit an even number. So I might be at FlossTube number 40. And even though it's Monday, November the 25th, you won't see this FlossTube today. Hopefully it'll be up in the next couple days. I just needed to get it recorded because guess what? I'm heading to Wisconsin for Thanksgiving tomorrow. So you know how it goes. Always the same. Right before I go out of the town, got to get all the things together and get all my act together. But honestly, y'all, it has been so long since I've seen you. Let's see, I believe it was the beginning of September. Now, granted, I did put out a Stitching in the Wild recap video in between, but not everybody watches the retreat recap videos. So like my genuine last FlossTube, I believe, was September the 5th. And I have so much to share with you all. I mean, entirely too much. I have tons of FFOs. I have finishes. I have new starts. I have whips. I have big plans, such big plans that I'm gonna probably hop right into those within the next few. Yeah, like kind of on the front end so that I make sure that everybody gets all that information. Yeah, everything has been going great. I have been busy, busy, busy. So since I have seen you last, beginning of September, shortly after that, my husband and I took a trip to Disney. Just the two of us. It's the first time just the two of us have gone to Disney. We just went for a brief weekend. We did have our 25th wedding anniversary this year, so we just needed to get away, just the two of us, and celebrate. And I love Disney, and my husband loves me. That's all I'm gonna say about that, right? There were some special things that we tried to take advantage of while we were there. The main thing was I had never been to Disney during the Halloween and the fall season, and it is a definite thing at Disney. They decorate everything beautifully, and they have this Halloween party. And at the Halloween party, it's like a later in the evening event at the Magic Kingdom. That's probably the park that most people think of when they think about Disney World in Florida. But anyway, it's at the Magic Kingdom in the evening. People can dress up, kids dress up, there's trick-or-treating, there's special shows, there's a fantastic special parade that's only done at the Halloween parties, special fireworks, all of the things. Fantastic, right? Well, when we got to Orlando, we flew down, which that was new for us too. We usually drive. We flew down and we basically landed before a hurricane came. I guess there was a system pushing ahead of the hurricane, and that system just sat over Orlando and just rotated and rained for days, basically. Usually when you go to Orlando, it rains in the afternoon, a little shower, it moves on. Sometimes you get more than that, but not typically. But this one just kind of like sat and just circled and hovered and did all things. So basically our party was pretty much rained out. We had dinner together. We did some shopping. Because of the rain, they were unable to do the parades, either one of them. They did do the fireworks, so we watched the fireworks. Literally, y'all, I had a Kleenex, and it was raining so hard, even with the poncho and everything on, the water coming down my face, like I couldn't see, right? So I'm like wiping my eyes to look up to see the fireworks. That's how hard it was raining, and it was just relentless. So a pretty cool thing. They don't always do this at all, but they, because basically every activity was canceled for the evening, except those fireworks did get to go off. They gave us tickets for like park hopper tickets, so we could go to any parks we wanted to, like a free ticket each. So we used those the next day, and we went over to Hollywood Studios, and we went to Epcot, and we still experienced the rain, but we just enjoyed ourselves. We had a great dinner. When there was a break from the rain, we sat out and let our feet dry out. I mean, I had to buy multiple pairs of socks, and I was just like throwing socks away and putting dry ones on. And it was great. It was great. I'm going to post a picture up probably here. My husband and I, we dressed up for the party. He didn't really want to dress up, but I dressed up as Snow White and he was my prince. Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs, made his t-shirt for him, and I did a little Disney bounding, which I explained in my last floss tube. But basically it's kind of like you take elements of a character's outfit and just kind of do the color thing. And anyway, I was Snow White and he was my prince, and it was great. So since then, until I did Disney with my husband. And then a few weeks later, I went on down to Montgomery, Alabama, and attended the GaRon Stitchery retreat. It was fantastic. I went to the second weekend. I went with my friend Christy of Salty Stitcher Designs. She is local here to Memphis right now. She's in the Coast Guard, so she's a Memphian for a couple years while she's hanging out with us. And yeah, so we drove down. We had so much fun. I actually posted a retreat recap. I got to hang out with my friend Lisa, Cross by Floss. We just had a great weekend. After that, came back home, did a few things, and then all of a sudden I was off to Oregon. So I had this big trip planned to go out to my aunt's in Oregon. I have family, my cousins are out there, and my mom recently retired, and so we wanted to do a girls trip and do some crafting and just hanging out, and that's exactly what we did. We spent a lot of time. We went to the coast for a few days. We had a wonderful dinner. This dinner will be burned in my memory forever. We went to a town called Newport, and they have these sea lions in Newport that they take very good care of them. And there's this beautiful seafood restaurant right there on the bay, and we sat outside, and all the sea lions were everywhere, and they were so loud, but it was chilly. They brought us a blanket, we had a heater, and we saw the sunset, and it was gorgeous, and it was a fantastic dinner. Newport is a great place to visit if you're going to the Oregon coast. We went up and down the coast. My aunt and uncle live in the Willamette Valley. We went to some vineyards. It was like something out of the movie. I promise. It was fantastic. We went to a Durant vineyard, and they, in addition to doing wine, they also grow their own olives, and they do olive oil. So we did like an olive oil tasting. It's a thing. It was just wonderful. I'll put some pictures in at the end of my trip. It was great. Another big focus of my trip was, y'all know I've been stitching on that stocking for my grandson Brooks, and my aunt is a magnificent sewist and quilter, and so she helped me. I finished that stocking while I was there. I did get like all of my cross stitching done, but I had tons of back stitching to do. The back stitching took days. So I got it all done. We made it. I'm going to show you all that in a little bit and go over all that with you. After I got home from Oregon, what did I do next? I was home for just a little bit, and then boom, popped up to Philly with my friend Bobby of Pokin Creek Primitives, and we went to Colleen, Rebel Stitcher Designs Sweater Weather Retreat. I actually have already filmed my Sweater Weather recap, but I wanted to put it out there for you all after I had this big update done. So look for that coming to be uploaded, shortly after this uploads, because I've already recorded it. I had a great time and got to see so many friends and meet some new people and try new food. And I got to see Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell. I mean, it was just fantastic. And I do go into all of that in great detail in my retreat recap. Okay, so that was the end of October. Came home, had a fun Halloween, bumped right on into November. I don't know, y'all. What have I been doing? Oh, came home, and after I finished that stocking, I've been working nonstop on Sir Thomas. Let's see. What else did we do? I don't know. But let me just show you, because I have so much. Like I said, I have FFOs. FFOs are fully finished objects. For those of you new to the FlossTube world, that's a piece of cross stitch that's been transformed into something that you can use or decorate your home with, whatever. I have some finishes. Like I said, I have a lot of new starts. And I'm going to be showing you stuff that I worked on, even if I worked on it at a retreat or started a retreat, because not everybody watches those recaps. I am going to catch you up on what I've started on. I have some big plans, like I said, some stitch along stuff. I have a mountain of haul. I have needle pointing. I have some sewing. I went to a beginner's adult sewing class and I made something, and then I made something else. Yeah, I have tons to show. So just, if you're ready, buckle up. I'm going to do the haul, needlepoint, and sewing at the end for all of you cross stitch only diehards that either don't care about haul, or if you do care about haul, but either that or don't care about needlepoint or sewing. All right, so let's see, where am I going to start? Let me just tell you about these stitch alongs, and let's just get those done so I know that you know that I've got these covered. Okay. All right. Sorry, you hear those jingle bells? That's that stocking. All right. So the first stitch along I want to tell you about is coming up really quick. It is starting on December 1st, and I am hosting this stitch along with my friend Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches, and Leanne of Leanne Stitches. Also, Leanne is the mind and heart behind Forbidden Fiber Co. So we went to market in March, Nashville Needlework Market, and we saw this beautiful chart in person, and all three of us fell in love with it. The chart that I'm talking about that we're going to be doing the stitch along is a chart by Praiseworthy Stitches. It is called Sleigh Ride. All right. Basically, we fell in love. We fell in love with this beautiful shiny red Kreinik border that just is magical and sets everything off. These houses are fantastic stitched. They are stitched with some satin stitches. They are stitched with some over dyed floss. They are amazing. Like I said, we just fell in love. I actually have one other Praiseworthy Stitches winner start. I love it dearly. I'm sorry to be neglecting it for this coming year, but I made a pact with my friends and we are going to do this, okay? And we also wanted to invite anyone who would like to join us to stitch this beauty with us. Some of our 901 Stitchers, our local here Memphis group that gets together once a month and stitches at Stitchers Inc., our LNS here, some of them are going to be joining us, and Stitchy Linda and Chrissy, finally a farm girl on Instagram, are going to be joining us. You are welcome. Okay. I have posted on my Instagram, and I'll put my Instagram up here, information about the stitch along, as well as if you swipe, there's going to be a photo where Leanne so graciously broke this chart up into 12 sections for us. The goal is we're going to be doing one section a month starting December 1st with section 1. Now, you are more than welcome to section this off however you should choose. If you don't like the way we did it, if you're a middle starter, because she does have a starting down in the bottom left corner, right corner, right of the picture, left if you're looking at it, bottom corner. So yeah, if you want to be a middle starter, you know, you're welcome to fiddle with this however you want to. You don't even have to do one every month. You can just start it with us, whatever you want to do. Our hashtag is going to be Sleigh Ride Sal 2025. Okay, now I know we're about to lose the ability on Instagram to follow hashtags. However, I do hope that we can still, and I think we're still going to be able to search for hashtags. So use the hashtag when you post your progress. Tag me in it, tag Leanne in it, tag Zan in it, tag whoever you like in it, but that way we can find it, as I will be searching for those so that I can keep up with what's going on and how everybody's doing. So the called for fabric for this chart, I did not have. It is Picture This Plus 32 count Nocturne, and it is a beautiful fabric. We are blessed because our dear friend Leanne of Forbidden Fiber Co. happened to have a really, really pretty blue in her repertoire that we're going to be using instead. It is called, now this is what Zan and Leanne and I are doing. We're going to be using Silent Night. Now you'll notice that Nocturne has significantly more modeling, okay? A Silent Night is not a highly modeled piece of fabric. In fact, mine is really basically pretty much a solid, but it is a beautiful blue. The called for is a 32 count. I am going to be stitching mine on a 36 count just because the stitch count on this gorgeous thing is, let me tell you what the stitch count is, 251 wide by 229 high. So like I said, definitely a large chart. There is quite a significant materials list that consists of several different kinds of over dyes. There is a DMC conversion on here if you would like to use DMC. There are some called for Krynics and Mill Hill beads. Now, I know sourcing Krynic is not easy right now, and if you're not able to find it, the colors are like a red, green, a yellow, and then this white is used kind of like to outline some of the snow areas. If you can find a Rainbow Gallery petite treasure braid in a red, a green, a yellow, and a white, you know, go for it. Go for it, okay? The beads, there's not a huge amount of beads. They are pretty, you know, standard colors as well. Sorry for the glare, but we've got a red, a green, a yellow, like a gold, and a black. And they're not used. There's not tons of beads used. The other thing is, because I am using a 36 count, I have decided to stitch my snow with B5200 is a DMC Floss. Floss is a type of DMC that is a little bit thicker than your average white DMC. It's supposed to be like 2 times the size of a regular DMC. I have, however, heard from stitchers, particularly with the whites, that it's maybe closer to like 1.5 threads, not a full 2. This is what I'm going to use though. Let's see. Yeah, and so like I said, it starts December the 1st. You're welcome to hop in whenever you can at any time. We would love, love, love to have you join us stitching Sleigh Ride by Praiseworthy Stitches. Also, if you are stitching this and posting your progress on Instagram, tag Pam, the designer, tag Praiseworthy Stitches in it too, because she really likes to follow along with this stuff too. All right. Let's see. That is the first stitch along I wanted to talk about. Oh, also, did you see this bag I've got it living in? This is a bag by my sister-in-law, Rivertown Designs US. She has some super cute Christmas bags up right now with like the big rickrack running across them. It is so cute. But I chose this fabric and asked her to make this bag for me specially because I'm sure it's not showing up, but y'all know I love all that glitter fabric, and this is a glittery bag. So cute. Love, love it. Okay, the next stitch along I want to talk to you about is one that this will be the 3rd year. So my birthday is December the 8th, and on my birthday, I like to host the hashtag So Fancy B-Day Sal. Okay, because I love to see fancy stitching. All right, and fancy is what you think fancy is. Okay, so if it is a fancy lady, a mirabilia, a fairy, a mermaid, if it's an animal wearing a fancy dress, if it is using fancy floss, if you're using metallic floss, if you're using beads, if you're doing a chatelaine, anything that you consider fancy, I consider fancy, and I would love for you to stitch on your fancy whip or new start, whichever you choose, on my birthday. That's December the 8th. You could, you know, that doesn't have to be the only day you stitch on it. You could stitch on it for a while if you want, and just use the hashtag So Fancy B-Day Sal. And please be sure, if you post on Instagram, click on your picture and tag me at Memphis Sarah E in this so I can see it. Because what I love to do is I have a highlight reel from years past. It's still in my little reels, my So Fancy B-Day Sal highlight reel. And I just add your post to that so everybody can see what everybody's working on and celebrating some fancy stitching. So this year, I think last year I did have a new start last year. It was Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace. This year, I am very excited. I'm going to share with you my new start for my birthday. Now, I am going to be in Disney on that day. So if I'm not super receptive to all of your posts right away, it's because I'm going to be at Hollywood Studios on that day. And my grandson is a huge Toy Story fan, so just bear with me if I don't immediately like or respond to everything y'all post. I'm going to be doing it probably in the morning and at night and at lunch and all those things. Okay, all right, so my new start for hashtag So Fancy B-Day Sal is going to be Queen of Peace by Mirabilia. Now, she is out of print. And I have been loaned her she has been loaned to me by a very dear friend of mine. So y'all know what that means. This is a borrowed piece. This is the only one I'm going to have going now. So this is going to be a huge focus for me within the next year so I can get this done and get this back to my sweet friend. So this, like I said, she's out of print. She's Queen of Peace. Queen of Peace really spoke to me right now. And she is MD 58. Okay, and she is 165 wide by 320 high, so she is pretty big. She has about 40 DMC. She has 10 or more beads, treasures. She's got 5 or 6 cryonics. I mean, there's a lot to Queen of Peace. Now, I was inspired to start her because my friend Lisa, Cross by Floss, she has her almost done. She has like her cryonic and her beads to go. I really never was that wild about Queen of Peace until I saw Lisa working on her, and I'm like, I have to do her. So I thought it was very fitting. I have agonized over the fabric for Queen of Peace, to be honest with you. And I thought it was very fitting when I received my fabric of the month a few days ago from Amy of Oak Crown Studios, because I received a fat quarter 32 count Lugana called Crossed by Floss. And this is in honor of my friend and Amy's friend Lisa, Crossed by Floss. And it is this beautiful, lightly modeled gray fabric, and it's just going to be the one that I decided to use for Queen of Peace. So that's what's going on there. I will show you, I have a whole bag of beads and cryonic and DMC that I need to get on floss drops. I think I'll do that one during my car ride up to Wisconsin tomorrow. I think I'll start putting those on floss drops so I have everything ready to go when I'm ready to start her on my birthday, December the 8th. Hashtag so fancy B-Day Sal. Please, please, please join me. It brings me so much joy to see all of your fancy stitching every year. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. And if you have any questions, message me. All right, one more stitch along I want to talk about, and I don't have anything physical to show you, so I'm going to be putting a picture up here. My friend Amy, Fiber Arts Amy, and Maggie Kitschy Whips. So they are just really something. I'm going to tell you what. They are starting on January 1st a chatelaine stitch along, and it is for a particular chatelaine. It is a water garden mandala. I'll post a picture of this up here. They chose it for a lot of reasons. I would ask that you go to Fiber Arts Amy's YouTube, and she has a YouTube that she did about the stitch along, and she explains why they chose it, why they thought it was a good one, particularly for someone just starting chatelaines, how it isn't probably the largest investment in a chatelaine financially, but it's great, and I'm so excited. So go to their Instagram and check out if you're interested in joining. January 1st it starts. They have set up a Facebook group just for people who are stitching this chatelaine, and you are able to order your bead packs easily for European cross stitch. I believe Black Friday around this time of year is when Chatelaine runs their sale. You can get your PDF pattern from there. Amy actually has certain specific cuts of fabric that she is going to guarantee to get you by January 1st if you want to order from her, but you have to have your order in by November 30th. So that is over on Oak Crown Studios. But like I said, go check out her YouTube about it if you're interested in joining the Water Garden Mandala Stitch Along. I'm excited. If you ever wanted to try one and you were nervous because of, specialty stitches or have any questions, this is a perfect one to start. You're going to have so many people willing to help you answer questions. I think they might be doing some Zooms, if I remember correctly, for all of us together. So this one, I'm starting this January 1st. That'll be a focus for mine for next year. I had and was going to try to finish the chatelaine I already had started for the chatelaine retreat that I'm going to be attending in July. I don't know if I'll be able to do that with this new stitch along coming on. So we'll just see how it goes, right? But I wanted to make sure that I was able to tell you about those 3 stitch alongs right off at the beginning, okay? In case somebody tunes out. All right, so let's get going on FFOs. I want to talk to you about this stocking that I stitched for my grandson, Brooks. So he's 2. I don't even remember my start date on this stocking, but I am going to say that I did not work on it faithfully until probably June of this year. Okay. I'm stitching I stitched the stocking out of this book, these Better Homes and Gardens Christmas stocking book. So I got started on this because of Brenda the Handwork Maniac. She stitched one of these for all of her family. It is a huge undertaking. I stitched the Toys and Games stocking. I feel like I could do another one now because I finally got a pattern and a rhythm down. I stitched mine on a 25 count Lugana, but because of the called for coverage in this, which is straight 3 strands of floss, I didn't love that. I did not love that, but it looks really good, and I'm going to show you now. This is the Toys and Games stocking that I stitched for my grandson, Brooks. It turned out fantastic. I think the last time you all saw it, I was still doing cross stitches. I had none of the back stitch done. Do you see? I'm going to try to get in there really good. I hope it shows. There, so much. There's long stitches. There's French knots. I made several personalizations that I will show you in a minute. It turned out just fabulous. I'm so happy with it. Special shout out to the stitcher. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on her name. I think it's Monica. That's terrible. That brought me her stocking to Stitching in the Wild Retreat so I could see it. Thank you so much. I don't know if I would have, it motivated me so much to keep going when I saw how beautiful your stocking was. All right, so like I said, I stitched this on a 25 count mushroom Lugana, 3 strands of floss over 2 strands of thread. Let's see, personalizations. Okay, so my grandson's name is Brooks. This was a lot of pink and hearts and stuff up top, so I changed some of the colors in his name. And I also added these 2 little gingerbread men. They were not on this stocking chart. They were just in the book. And so I just put them up there, and I added a little sprig of holly, just to try to balance it out a little bit. One other thing that I did is when this was finished in the book, it was finished real tight, like right up against the edge, which looks really nice. But in modern days, I wanted the stocking to be a little bit chunkier so my daughter could get more stuff in there. Let's see, what other kind of personalizations did I make? I changed this little block down here on the bottom. It had a heart, and I changed it to an O because that is their last name. It starts with an O. Down here on this little bag of marbles, I don't know if you can see it very well, I changed the initials to my grandson's initials. This little puppy dog up in the corner here, I changed some colors and gave her a pink nose because my grandson had a yellow lab that was his sweet girl, and she was a Dudley, so she had a pink nose. And we lost her last Thanksgiving, and we miss Remy every day. And so I wanted to make sure that she was included on his Christmas stocking. Yeah, y'all. So, that terrible fish basket that took me forever that I started there with all those fractional stitches. So many fractional stitches, so many of the similar colors like in this dresser. I couldn't really tell when I was stitching it, but that checkerboard turned out so good. And I love my Santas up top. Okay, so then I went shopping before I went to Oregon. I'm so sorry about these bells. I went shopping before I went out to Oregon, and I found some beautiful velvet at a local fabric store. I couldn't decide. I was trying to decide between this and kind of like a greenish blue color. This one just stuck out to me. And also this cording. This cording ended up being from you-know-where, okay? It was terrible to work with. It started fraying. It was making the stocking do all sorts of weird things. It's still not perfect because of this cording. So as much as I love the way it looks, it was a bear to work with. I probably in the future maybe would try to do the kind of like the self welt that you make from like the velvet itself, so it would just be the same, and maybe it wouldn't fray and do all the weird things that it did. But I picked out this pretty little gingham check to line it with. I had these labels made, handmade with love by Mimi, because I am his Mimi. I did a lot of the sewing on this and cutting, and my aunt just kind of was like my coach. We watched Pfeiffer's stocking tutorial finishing video 5 million times. Shout out to Vanna. Thank you. Could not have done it without you, girl. Even though we weren't doing a shepherd's bush stocking, like the whole ideas are the same, right? So we had Vanna on play pause. What is she saying now? What is she doing now? So I did a lot of the sewing myself. I did all the inside lining sewing and cutting. My aunt kind of helped with some tricky stuff because going around these corners can be kind of tricky, but did a lot of it. We did this hanger up here, and then this was really a special touch. My aunt had 2 of these buttons from my grandfather's military uniform from World War II, and so I've got one for Rhodes' stocking, and then I took, I've got one for Brooks' stocking on here that we kind of anchored right here in the corner, and then I brought home one for Rhodes' stocking. I did tie some little velvet strings and some jingle bells along it. I'm not sure 100% sold on them, but when I showed it to my daughter, she loved the bells and she said leave the bells. So yes. So this is the stocking. I am so happy to have this done, and I'm starting a new one in January for Rhodes. I haven't decided if I'm going to do one of these or a different dimensions kit that Sarah gifted me. I'm not sure yet because I would want to make some modifications to the dimensions stocking. So I might just stick and do another one of these. I don't know. I know it's wild, but I'm going to get that one done, and it's not going to take me, so that Rhodes will have one for next year, just like Brooks does. There's the stocking, and thank you so much to my Aunt Susan for helping me sew and listening to me and stressing over it with me, and my mom she went upstairs and hid while we were sewing this thing. She did this whole puzzle by herself because she did not want to get in the middle of we had some stressful moments. We did have to go buy some fray check from Joann's. We had some trials and tribulations. But we have a genuine stocking, completely usable, fully stitched, with lots of love. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Didn't that barn turn out cute in that little blanket? Half the time when I was stitching this stuff, I'm like, what is this even going to be? They just turned out so cute. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. All right. On to the next FFO. I had sent 2 beautiful things I had finished stitching up to Paula at Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio, and I got them back. The first one you might remember I finished was Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. Sadly, y'all, she is another out of print Mira, and a friend loaned her to me. So I have returned the chart to my friend. She is now fully framed, all done, hangs on my wall, and she is fantastic. I love her. I'll get you in there good so you can see those beads that I added. I did add extra treasures to her, all of those leaves. Like the greens and the little tiny golds, amber ones. Got the stars on the shoes. Got some topaz rondelles over here on the tassels. I love her. I stitched her on a piece of, I can't remember if it was 28 or 32 count, Fabrics by Stephanie Snowdrifts. I think it looks just like the sky, and she reminds me of my daughter. I love this frame that Paula put together for me. It is fantastic. I did recently notice that my friend Amy, the Gable Stitcher, she's finishing or finisher. She sent a picture, and did she say she was finished? I think so. Amy was working on her, Pam was working on her, Erin was working on her, I'm working on her. I think Erin might be the last one that's going to knock her out. I don't mean that, like knock her out, but finish her this year. But y'all, I forgot to put some back stitching in the scarf. But, you know, too late now. I think she still looks good. I love her so much. I'm so happy to have her up hanging on my wall. I look at her every day. I love her. I love her so much. Yep, that's Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. Okay, and the other one that I sent up to Paulette Craft Gallery to get framed was also an out of print chart that I had borrowed from a sweet friend. And this is Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs. I'm going to get it in real close so you can see. She did frame this one with museum glass. I did ask her, I don't usually get glass, but I did ask for this one because there are so many specialty stitches, those lazy daisies on there. I just didn't know if they would, I would hate for something to catch one of them and snag. I don't know how that would happen, but it could, you know. But this is Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs. This is a 40 count piece of, I think it might be like Milk and Honey or Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. I used most of the called for not DMC Fancy Floss. I did make a change to the blue Forget-Me-Nots because the dye line had changed over the years, so I went with the Brethren Blue for that. And also a dye line had significantly changed with this bird down here, so I did this with some Blueberry. Isn't it so pretty and so little and so sweet? I love this one so much. This one hangs up all the time by my little stitchy chair, and I can look at it all the time. And look at this frame. Oh, it's just so good. It's so, so good. I love this one so much. Yeah, that one makes me really happy. I'm so happy to have her Paulette. She's, look how, I mean, gosh, when you do a border like that and it's linen and it looks so good and even, and she's a fantastic framer. I love this one so much. It makes me so happy. This is Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs. Okay, so those were the ones that got framed. Now, my friend Tammy is Creative Country Girl. You've seen plenty of bags that she's made for me before. She offered to do some finishing for me. And so when I went to market, I brought her some stuff and just said, you know, do whatever you like with it, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. So I got those back, and I'm going to tell you what, here's the first one. Look at this sweet little pillow. This is the February basket by Cosford Rise Stitchery. And look how isn't that sweet? I love this. This is my first like Valentine's Day stitch that I have now. It's FFO. Isn't it so good? I stitched this on, I think this was just a raw linen, and I used all the called for fancy floss on this one. It's so good. Thank you, Tammy. I don't know. I mean, reach out to her and see if she's accepting any more finishing jobs. She may be. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The next one that I had sent her was this little freebie from Liz Matthews that Liz put out a few years ago for our Common Threaded Stitcher. I think it's probably still available on the Common Threaded Stitcher Instagram. If that's still up there, it might be. Isn't that so sweet? She made this into a little pillow. I love the trim. So nice. I can't remember, y'all. It's been too long. I can't remember what fabric I stitched this on. Oh, I can't remember. Super cute. This was another freebie. This was a Brenda Gervais freebie. Oh gosh, I think this might have come out like in 2020, like right when I first started stitching. This is Mary and Minty. I don't know if this is on her website anywhere anymore either. She had released it on Instagram at the time, but she made this one into like a little flat finish. Isn't that cute? I love that reindeer so much. Yeah, I'm excited to get to put this one out for Christmas this year. It's so sweet. So sweet. Yep. This was all like fancy floss, and I have no idea what fabric I stitched that on. It's been too long. Been too long. And then this other, I love this, another bell, right? She made this one into a bag for me. This is Buddy the Elf by Good Morning Maui. We watch Elf every year. My stepdad loves this movie, so I'll be watching it in a few days. We watched it on Thanksgiving. And I stitched this on a piece of, this is Picture This Plus Dwarf. And just I used called for DMC. But look at this cute bag. Like, I mean, it's so cute. with the bell and everything. She did a great job. I love this bag. I'm going to be using it this very soon for this season when I start a new Christmas. So good. I love to have these whips made into, or these finishes made into project bags. I think it's a great idea. Great idea. So thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that so much. All right, another FFO. So I will probably just insert a picture here, or maybe a video. You can see this, I think, on my Stitching in the Wild recap, but I'm gonna tell you what, that video was a hot mess, okay? Because I don't know what was going on. It was like little electronic gremlins or something, because that video stuff I was adding, video wasn't working, pictures didn't show up, music, I mean the whole thing, it was just a hot mess, and it took like forever to upload. But I did FFO this one, Feeling Crabby by Meridian Designs. I did this for my smalls exchange. I will try to post a picture up here of it. It turned out super cute. I did not stitch that Feeling Crabby right in the middle. I had like a little antique button that I wanted to use right there instead, and it kind of took up too much room, so I just omitted that part. But isn't that cute? Yeah, it turned out so good. It turned out so good. And last but not least, I just finished this FFO today. This is for my mom. I made, this is an Abby Rose Designs Primitive Merry Christmas or something like that. This is also out of print. Abby Rose has retired. I don't know. You could probably find it on the secondary market. I just had it for a long time. I stitched this actually for my StitchCon Smalls exchange. I worked on it and then I ended up not being able to go, so I put it down. I started it for that. And then I finished it while I was at my mom's for 4th of July this year, and my mom really liked it. So I stitched this on the called for. It's a Picture This Plus brash. I used like the called for fancy floss, and I made it, I got this little box at Joann's, and I just like painted it and distressed it a little bit. I don't really like the distressing that I did, but it's okay. And then I did decoupage for the first time, so I just did a little insert here and like this. I thought that was sweet. All right, and then I just put this on the top. Now I had intended to like put some trim around here, but once I got this in here, I didn't really have a whole lot of room. Like to put, like the chenille just looked like too much and too bulky. And then I had some of that mini pom-poms by Lady Dot, and I was thinking about running them along there. I don't know what I should have done. Maybe I should have just made this part, the board that I put it on, I put a little batting underneath it. Maybe I should have made it just a little bit smaller, but then I would have just left a gap around there, and I think that would look weird. So what I decided to do is I took a bell and a bow, and I took one of those little safety pins that are like a little bulb or whatever, and just ran that in there and hung that on that just for a little extra something. But yeah, I thought it turned out cute. Cute little box she can use to put Christmas stuff in. Maybe Christmas cards, or I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to take that up to her for Thanksgiving and give that to her. Okay, that is all of my FFOs, and we are about 45 minutes in. Yep, this is going to be a long video, y'all. Okay, let's talk about some finishes. I had some big, I had a few finishes, but I had one that was really big, so I might have to pause here. Yeah, I might pause because I've got stuff, I have stuff everywhere. All right, there we are. This is Happy Haunts by Good Morning Maui. This is one of my oldest whips, you all. I started stitching June of 2020, and I started this one October, it might have been October 1st of 2020. I cannot believe it is done. I piddled around on this one forever. I stitched this on a piece of 18 count Graceful Gray Ada. I love this. This is, all of these motifs are things, people from the Haunted Mansion ride. And the song, the lyrics on it are from the song that plays in the Haunted Mansion ride called Grim Grinning Ghosts. I'm going to get this in a little bit close so you can see. Lots of fractional stitching. Aren't they cute? Oh, look at Madame Leota and her little shiny Kreinik crystal ball. I love the piano. the bride. Oh my gosh, look at her veil, y'all. Can you see it? So good. Dueling ghosts. Got the hat box ghost. Look at that little dog and his skinny ribs. Oh my goodness. And this is from the graveyard scene. And look at the ghost host. Y'all, I love this one so much. I cannot wait to get it framed and hung for next Halloween. It just makes me so happy to look at it. It did have a little bit of a disaster. Either my grandson or a cat got a little something on it, and it was kind of dirty. And so I washed it. It was my first time washing anything, and I was terrified. Okay, I knew that I used all DMC with the exception of the little Krynic around Madame Leota's crystal ball here, but y'all, I was terrified. So all I did was I used like cold water, a little bit of Dawn, sloshed it around, got it, you know, got it wet and got it cleaned up and rinsed. And I also threw in one of those color catchers like in my water, because I swear when I got up in here, I feel like I saw a little bit of red going on, and oh my gosh, my heart was in my throat, panic attack. So like, I know some people wash their stuff like all the time. This is the first one I've washed, and it's not for the faint of heart, and it's DMC is supposed to be color fast, but I mean, I think if that color catcher wouldn't have been in there, I might have had some red running. So you know, unless I just have to wash things again, I don't plan on doing that again. But it is nice and clean, and it did get a lot of, it was dirty. It had a lot of handling over the last 4 years, and it is a light fabric, so I am so happy. And now that it's dry, all the stitches are nice and fluffed up, and everything looks really good. So I'm so happy to have this one done. Happy Haunts by Good Morning Maui. I'm going to miss working on this one, but I'm going to be happy to be able to look at it hanging on the wall for sure. I want to get some sort of a dark gothic-y looking black frame for this one. Okay, my next finish. This was just a little palette cleanser in between, after rather, my stocking finish. I had planned to start and reward a new mirror, but I don't know. Somehow I ended up doing this one. So this is actually a freebie by Doreen Jones. It is called The Witch's Shelf Stitch Along. Doreen Jones is a cross-stitch designer. She uses a lot of different colors. She uses DMC, a lot of back stitch. She has a really, really cool style. I like this a lot. She has a Facebook group, Doreen Jones Cross Stitch. I'll put a link down in my box below if you want to join. And she does a lot of freebies. She does a lot of Friday freebies. And basically what she did was every week, every Friday in October, she released a section. So like this was section 1, 2, 3, 4. I stitched on this on the plane during travel a lot, and I stitched it on a piece of my 32 count, I think it was like called Mana Potion. It was a Oak Crown Studios Fabric of the Month this year, and yeah, I think it's super cute. I had fun stitching it. I'll get you a good close-up of it there. Yeah. Freebie by Doreen Jones. And then this one, when you see my Sweater Weather retreat recap, if you watch it, you'll see this was just start and finish for me. After we visited Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, we went to the gift shop. They did have a few cross stitch charts in there. This was one of them. The other one was a flag, which a bunch of my friends had bought last year and started. I just got this small one, and I actually stitched it, used their floss, and left the remaining floss and the fabric and the chart on the freebie table so somebody else could stitch it while they were there. This was actually an ornament cut from Under the Sea fabrics that I purchased at the retreat. There are a few mistakes because I stitched this. It was pretty dark. I didn't use any extra lighting, and it's hard to tell, but this is like super metallic fabric. Yeah, and so I lost, sometimes I would miscount, but I don't know. I'm going to FFO it somehow cute as a reminder, as just a souvenir from my great time at the Sweater Weather retreat in Philly. All right. Those are all my finishes. Okay. Let's see. What am I going to talk about now? Oh, okay. Starts. Let's do starts. Okay, up next starts. All right, so I'm starting this one today. This one is called, I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to be starting it before I go to bed. This is a Fairy Ball by Poplar Threads, and I am starting this because my friend Ymir of Almond M&Ms, Ymir dyes beautiful silks. If you've never seen them or tried them, go to her website, Almond M&Ms, and check it out. But Ymir is a marathon runner, and she is right now in Chile with the oh my gosh, what is the Speed Project, sorry. And she is like running across the desert in Chile. And so there are a group of us, hashtag stitch and run, and basically we stitch with her while she's running. It's a great group. I don't know everybody in the group anymore, but I've known several of the stitchers for a long time. They're all fantastic. And I think it was Fawn suggested that we do a shoe. And I had this because Bobby gifted me this for my birthday. And there's so many different cool Poplar Thread shoes you could do. I think Bobby's doing a Halloween one, and Zan's doing like a bees and sunflower one, and there's a lot of, EJ just got one the other day. Which one did she get? Oh, like a stained glass one. Yeah, so there are a lot of different ones. So we're starting a shoe to stitch on for her, and we stitch on this stuff when she's running her marathons, and just cheer her on, show our support. So hashtag stitch and run, and that's what I'm going to be starting. I agonized over choosing some new fabric for this one, and I just couldn't find anything that I loved, and so I think I'm just going to stitch it on this 14 count Ada and give it a go. The reason being is that these colors really would look good on, especially these, like on I was looking at a light yellow that I had. The only problem is that one of the really pretty parts of this chart is that these lanterns, like the glow coming off, would just completely be lost on a yellow fabric, and I want that. I think it's beautiful. So I'm gonna do it on the Ada. I'm gonna give it a go. It'll be great. So I'm gonna be working on that. Okay, now new actual starts. Let me see. These are not in order. I usually try to do like some sort of an order, but it's been too long and I've done too much. So let's see. This new start. Okay, this is Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. I was inspired to start this by my friend Bernadette. We were just chatting and she told me she was going to be starting this, and I'm like, I have that one and I love that one and I've wanted to start that one. And she was like, well, you should start that one. And I'm like, I'm trying to finish Sir Thomas. I've got a lot going on. I don't really need to start this one. And then I started it. And I think it was really funny because Bernadette inspired Christy over at Floss Boss and Cousins to stitch, I think it was Midnight Watch. And Christy talked about hashtag burn made me do it. So this was totally hashtag burn made me do it. Okay, I used that hashtag. All right, and I did kit this all from stash, like all on the fly at the last minute. Like Bernadette's like, I'm starting this, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm starting it too. So I found some fabric. Let me see, what fabric did I ever end up using? It lives in a really cute Tammy Creative Country Girls bag. Isn't that sweet? I love that. The fabric I used is 40 count white clay by Fox and Rabbit. That was my fabric of the month from GaRon Stitchery. And then I did my own conversion. And this was a hard conversion. Yeah, because I just thought I would have a lot of these colors and I did not. So my conversion is like, literally, it's everything. It's a Gentle Arts. I've got like a one-of-a-kind Forbidden Fiber Co. in here. I've got a Water Lilies in here. A Thread Gatherer Silken Colors. I got a couple of those in here. I've got a DMC. Yeah, I've got, what is that? No, Classic Color Works. Oh, yeah, Belle Soie. I mean, so I have so many beautiful colors in here. Beautiful. So this is so sweet. And I just started it and I got a lot done. Like I got a good chunk of my border done, and down here in this corner, it's not huge, right? Yeah, it's 149 by 116. And I'm excited about it. And it's about to be December, and I'm about to be done with Sir Thomas. And I'm gonna tell you what, I have spent this year, or at least the second half of the year, like definitely focus stitching. Like I haven't treated myself that much. And I think in December, I'm just gonna be doing what I feel like stitching on, like Christmas, but I'm just gonna I'm just gonna get all my Christmas stuff, put it in a basket, and if I want to stitch on it, I'm stitching on it. Like I do have to finish some ornaments, but other than the ornaments, no, I'm just going to be stitching on whatever tickles my fancy, right? Okay, so that was a fun start. Another start, whoops, oh no, yeah, I just got a mess going on over here. All right. This one is Autumn is Joyful by Leela's Studio. I started this on the autumn solstice like I was doing. So I started spring on spring solstice, summer on summer solstice, autumn on autumn solstice. I'm joining Samantha the Hugo Stitcher's hashtag Autumn is Joyful Sal. This is so good. I hope she comes out with the winter one soon. Dying here. Here's where I am, and my deal is I only stitch on it on Tuesdays during autumn, so I have a few Tuesdays left because I think December 21st or 22nd, 21st is the winter solstice, and so I'll just keep plucking away a little bit at a time. I haven't been able to devote a ton of time to it, but isn't it sweet? I stitched this on a piece of 40 count Furley by Needle and Flax. I'm stitching all of these on 40 count Needle and Flax. That's the deal. So this one is Furley. It's a lot golder than what is showing up in this, you know, the camera. It's kind of getting a little bit washed out. Oh, look at my little Stitch New England needle minder. But yeah, those leaves, aren't they good? I love it. I love it. It lives in this cute GaRon toting bags project bag. So I've got this one on the Nurge hoop because, like I said, I'm still trying to work on it a little bit on Tuesdays. Okay, what's next? This one I just dropped on the floor. So, boop, hold please. Okay, back, sorry. Now this was just like a rebel start, okay? Because the other night I was working on Sir Thomas and I was really getting burned out and I was like, I need to do something else. And so, you know, what's a cure for being kind of over the turkey? Well, just start another turkey, right? So this one's so cute. This is Doodles Thanksgiving by Heart and Hand. I got this somewhere. I think I got this at a retreat. It's so cute. Anyway, so got a little start right here. I just used that same piece of fabric I stitched that Strawberry Garden on. So this is a 40 count Fiber on a Whim, whatever that was, cream and sugar. And there is my start of my little turkey. He's looking cute. Yep. I love it. I love it. This is in my wish bag, okay? So I'm taking this with me out of town because these are the things I wish I could stitch on while I'm out of town. I wish I could start this hands-on design gather to the table. And so I've got a little piece of fabric. What is this? This is 32 count vintage country mocha. So I got a little piece of vintage country mocha for it. I've got my floss pulled for it. And yep. Oh, I've got my floss pulled for it. So just in case, I might be able to start it if I get this other one done maybe, or maybe I'll just start it anyway because why not? That's how I'm feeling right now. Feeling a little bit Okay, and then the other one that's in here is just in case. I've been wanting to start this one for like 2 years now. Is by Lindy Stitches, Sweater Vest Weather. It is this needle book, and I purchased this whole like sweet needle book kit from Lindy Stitches when she was selling it. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember, but it came with like all of the felt and fabric and everything to finish it. So that's my I wish. This is my I wish bag for Thanksgiving. I am not like immediately swapping to Christmas out on Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving. I think the whole time I'm up at my mom's, I'm just gonna kind of finish out my Thanksgiving stitching because I have some stuff I really want to work on, and I've been working on Sir Thomas instead. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking for that. Whoop. Okay, another fun start. This I started with my friend Lisa of Cross by Floss at Stitching in the Wild Retreat. Look at this cool Get Jasmine's Custom Bags bag I got at the Sweater Weather Retreat. My grandson Brooks, he loves a Toy Story. All right, so at the Stitching in the Wild Retreat, they had a lot of exclusive charts, and this one is Ghost Pumpkin by Lottie Da. It's so cute, right? And Lisa and I started it. I bought a piece of, they had the thread pack for sale there, so that was really nice. And I bought a piece of fabric from Fabrics by Stephanie's. I think it's like 36 or 40 count colonial parchment. And there we go. So he's almost done. All it's left to do, well, I'm just saying like that. So all I have left to do is fill all of the pumpkin part in with the white. It's not white. I don't remember what color it is. 30 something. 36.55 maybe, 38.66. Ooh, I was really off on that. 38.66, which you can barely tell. Like, I've done this part. It's very similar to the fabric. I probably could have gotten away with not doing it at all, but here I am doing it. Anyway, yeah, so I really hadn't planned on finishing this one this year, but when I started it, like right out the gate, I put the date in, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm committed, aren't I? Committed myself right away to that one. So I'm taking that with me. Try to get that one finished. Okay, another fun start. Oh boy, I didn't get to work on this at all. And this one is so pretty. Started this one with Andrea. Andrea is the Fancy Stitcher on Instagram. And we started this during Sampler September. This is Josephine and Anne, 1867 by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Ooh, ah. Did I show this to you already? I don't know. I might have. I love it so much. I love these tulips. I love these blue flowers. I love the way the tulips are stitched. This is gorgeous to me. I love this sampler. And the cool thing about it, what really drew me to it is because it's a little unusual. And you could do it with overdyes, DMC, or they had it charted in Simply Wool by Gentle Arts. I am all about using different fibers. I really enjoy that. I think it's beautiful. And so I stitched it on. It's going to be huge, y'all, because I stitched it on the called for 28 count Wren by Picture This Plus. I had to get half a yard. And I just got a little start on that border there. Isn't that a fun stitch, though? That's what that Gentle Arts wool. And that's the color Bayberry. And I think I'd have like 13 skeins of it or something outrageous like that. It's so good. It was fun. I actually had a lot of fun starting this. And even though there's no rhyme or reason to this bag, this is one of my favorite GaRon Toten bags ever. Which I missed the sale this past weekend. I'm so bummed, but I was seeing Wicked and it was so good. So good. Wicked was so good. But I love this bag so much. And I think Ronnie had some of these for sale. Look at that sunset. Ooh, I was so surprised when I got this bag in the mail. I just remember feeling so much joy because I was like, I wasn't expecting it. It's just the most fantastic, beautiful African wildlife themed, like safari. I was just blown away by it when I got this bag in the mail. What a beautiful bag. Okay, this was another really fun start. I started this and I dropped it too. Oh my gosh, hold please. This is a mess. This is a mess. Okay. I started this one with my friends, Jordan and Bernadette. Oh, you can't even see the picture on the front. It's Plum Street Samplers, a Ghoultide Welcome. There actually are some other stitchers that started this with us. I think Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, started it. Not sure who else. Oh, isn't it good? It's so good. Oh, look at that tree. Oh, look at all the things. Look at all the things. Okay, and so also, I got the Vicki Clayton. That's the HDF Silks. And it looks like she's got some linen. I've got to get on that. She looks like she's dyeing some linen now. Because if her linen is anything dyed like these silks, whoa, y'all. These silks are fantastic. They come on these little spools. I just can't handle the spools, so I put them all on floss drops. They work much better for me. I drop these spools all the time, and they roll around everywhere, and I lose them. I mean, literally. All right, so I have the teeniest, tiniest little start on this. I started it while I was out in Oregon with them, and here we are. I just started a little bit of the border, and that border is a booger bear, and Bernadette recommended like just doing the straight stitching all the way around because she finished her border and then going back and doing these little leaves. I'm stitching this on a piece of Marbled Khaki by XJude Designs. I don't know what count it is. Let's see. It might be 36 count. Yeah, 36 count. And I don't really know if it's coming up as green. It's pretty green. It's really funky. I love it. I love the fabric. I love the silk. I love the chart. Stitching it is so nice with such nice materials. Wow. All right. And my last start. I've been wanting to start this one, so I started it at the Stitching in the Wild retreat. I was really happy. The Cricut collection. This is the Witching Hour. Or Witching Time. Witching Time, sorry. Isn't that so good? Yeah. So I'm stitching this on another piece of XJude Designs. This is a Lugana. I think it's a 32 count smog. And that's just where I got during the retreat. I was testing a color over here, and it is so hard to see. I'm going to do a different color for that. I'm not going to use that. The other thing that I did was I wasn't really paying attention, and this gold, it could be the DMC, but you could also stitch it with the Krynic that I have. So I might go back and take that out and do Krynic, but that's where I got started on that one. Not a huge start, but definitely fun. I love this one. Like I said, I've had it in my stash. I've been wanting to stitch it for a long time. So I just started it because they're easier to get progress on once you've got them started. I don't like starting projects. That's my least favorite part, trying to find my fabric and what floss and measuring. And speaking of measuring, I was so disappointed today because I was trying to find fabric for Queen of Peace. And every time I would kind of land on a piece of fabric and stash, when I would measure it, I really didn't have enough fabric. I would have been so upset if I stitched and I ran out of fabric, like, because on a 32 count, like, no, on a 28 count, my margins were pretty tight, like 2-inch margins, right? And then I would, and this was multiple fabric dyers. It was not just one. I was always okay with like my width across, like it always matched what it said on the tag. But when I got down to the length, like if I needed 27 inches, sometimes it was 26. One time it was 25. So I was missing like 1 or 2 inches on several pieces of fabric that were labeled like 18 by 27 basically. So I'm just going to say, word to the wise, if you are stitching something with that tight of margins and you know you're going to take up that whole space, just do yourself a favor and measure. Measure your fabric, get your measuring tape out, measure it. I become very complacent and like, that's what's on there. I know what a fat quarter is. I know that'll fit on a fat quarter. No, I would have been devastated. So just take that extra time and just measure and make sure. I don't know why that, if you know why that would be, I would love to know why. But yeah, it was not just one dyer, it was a multiple. So, because I tried a lot of stuff out. Okay. Let's see. What am I talking about now? I'm trying to look at my little iPad here and see what I had going on. Whips. Yeah. Well, oh, before I get into whips, also, Jingle Ball. Jingle Ball is the weekend, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. Jingle Ball is hosted by Lindy Stitches. It is fabulous. Go to Lindy Stitches, go to her Instagram, go to her YouTube, watch all the videos. If you've never done it before, I highly recommend it. It's like a retreat from your house. There's classes, there's like stitching rooms to go into, there's shopping, there's entertainment. For $10, you get a ticket for the whole weekend, and you just get on your computer and do what you want to do. Stitch, shop. exclusive. You can shop exclusive stuff that's only sold during the Jingle Ball. There are classes. I think all the kits for the classes are sold out, but the PDFs don't sell out, so you can always get online and go to a class, learn how to finish it, and order the PDF, do all the things. Highly recommend. I am going to buy a ticket, and I do want to buy one PDF. I'm going to be in Disney, and so I'm not going to be able to, you know, stitch and chat or do any of that stuff, but so far, the last 2 years, I've been able to buy one of the Jingle Ball ornament books, and I love them, and so I want to make sure I'm able to get that this year. So I'm definitely buying my ticket so I can do some shopping after I get back from the parks at night. So yeah, I highly recommend Jingle Ball. Go check that out. Lindy Stitch's YouTube. She has all the information you need. It's fabulous. Highly recommend. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about what I've been working on. Okay, so the turkey in the room is Sir Thomas of Glendon Place. So my goal was, with some of my sweet, sweet friends, to finish Sir Thomas by Thanksgiving. Oh, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Sir Thomas of Glendon Place. Now, congratulations to my friend Bobby of Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Leanne of Leanne Stitches. They have finished their turkey. He is done. Look at this handsome guy. He is a big guy. Let's see. He is 208 wide by 203 high, and I'm stitching him on the called for 28 count China Pearl Jobelin using all the called for materials, which is some Sullivan's cotton floss, a bunch of Rainbow Gallery, Silk Lame, and Mill Hill beads. Okay, I've got all of the things. I have him on a scroll frame, and so you're not going to be able to see him in his full glory right now. You're going to be able to see the area that I am at. So here's where we are. Isn't he fabulous? On the bottom, I have finished a corner of corn, his tail feathers, zebra tail feathers that, man, I'm going to tell you what made my eyes cross. His feet, I had to frog a foot. Boy, I've had some frogging adventures with him recently. And so what I have left to finish is basically like his fan. And then I have up in this corner, a corner of corn and wheat. And then I have beading. And there's a lot of beads. I think Bobby counted them. Was it like 400 or 600? It was a lot of beading. So I am on the countdown till Thanksgiving. I do not know if he will get done by Thanksgiving, but he will get done before I get home from Wisconsin for sure. I may spend all weekend finishing him up. I don't know, but isn't he fabulous? I love him so much. I'm so excited. I am so excited. He's great. He is great. And like I said, he's on a roller frame. And then I have this really cool roller frame color that Ronnie made at GaRon tote bags to keep him all covered up and clean. Because I'm not washing him. Nope, I'm not. All right, my next one that I worked on just a very little bit at the Sweater Weather Retreat, and I really wanted to have this one done this fall. This is my Forest Goddess by Mirabilia. I love her so much. She is MD what? MD, I need the readers here. MD 87. She is not out of print. She is full of DMC, 5 different kinds of beads, and 1 Krynic. She is not yellow. Not really yellow. She's a lot of green. So here she is. I have her stitched on a piece of 32 count Cecil by Seraphim Fabrics. She is looking lovely. Oh, she is so pretty. Let me get you in good and close. Did I get you in good and close on Sir Thomas? I hope I did. I might have to pull him back out just so I can make sure I do that. All right, so since you've seen her last, I basically at the Sweater Weather Retreat worked on that whole yellow section of her skirt and some of that dark maroon. There she is. She's a beauty. I love working on her. She is high up on the priority list of getting completed. She definitely is. I think I'm going to pull Sir Thomas back up just to make sure, y'all, because I was just jabbering so fast. I just want to give you guys, make sure you got a really good close-up of him. Sorry. There you go. I don't think I did that. I don't know if you can see how shiny all that aluminum foil right there looking stitching is. His breast right there. Oh gosh, that was hard to count. That was a lot And so are these zebra feathers down here. But yeah. Oh gosh, he's so good looking. He's so good looking in that corn. It is so shiny. Yeah. I also miscounted down here in the corner of corn. He had to go in timeout for a little bit. Okay. Back to what we're talking about. Another one I worked on very briefly at the Sweater Weather Retreat was by the Snowflower Diaries, May the Spirits. This is another one I'd really wanted to get done this fall. It didn't happen. I love this one. It's beautiful. I'm stitching this one on the Called For fabric, which is by XJude Designs. It is 40 count gold sand. Oh, it's so pretty. Look. I mean, oh, that cat is so cute, but this is so pretty. I did make a change. So this was charted to say, oh, may the only spirits that invade your home at Halloween be the happy spirits of friends. And I changed invade to visit just because I like that better. I love this so much. This is also stitched with the Called For Floss by XJude Designs. Okay, another one I barely worked on, but I did put some stitches on because it is Nora November. I didn't even start anything new for Nora November, but this is my pretty Queen Anne's Lace by Nora Corbett. I love this one. She is NC 256. She is full of, she has DMC, some Krynics, 2 Karen water lilies, and 5 different Mill Hill beads. She's a sweetie. So, I've got her halfway in, halfway out because I thought I might get a little bit more on her, but I just worked in the skirt, just barely. Look at this beautiful needle minder. Okay, I got this needle minder. This is my favorite thing I bought at Acorns and Threads. I did get to visit Acorns and Threads when I went out to Oregon to visit, and it was really fun. And that is my favorite purchase from the shop, is that squirrel needle minder. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So I'm stitching Queen Anne's lace on a piece of 32 count natural, or the raw linen, but it's got silver. So wait a minute, no, this one's the opalescent. This one's opalescent. It's got yeah, like an opalescent shimmer in it. It's not just silver or not just gold. It's got that little multicolor. It's really pretty. Yeah. So I didn't really get much done on that one, unfortunately. Same goes for this one. I took this one out to Oregon with me because this is a Lindy Stitches chart called Beachcomber. I'm stitching this with my friend Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches. It wasn't exclusive to Acorns and Threads at one point for a retreat, but it has been released to everybody now. And this is the zip code to Portland, and I'm going to change that to reflect my favorite beach in Oregon, Agate Beach. And so once I finished my stocking and I was on the coast, I did get to stitch a little bit on this one. And here's where we are. Got some of the border done and whale tail done. I love it. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count raw linen. That is the Called For. And I'm using all the Called For floss, which is a DMC, but also a Classic Colorworks and a Dinky Dyes. I think the Dinky Dyes is that whale. So cute. This one is really fun to stitch on. Zan and I both really enjoy stitching on this one, and I'd like to get back to that one soon. Okay, I think I just got one more whip to show y'all. One more whip I briefly touched, and now I'm even more like ready to stitch on this since I went to Philly and attended the Sweater Weather Retreat. This is Let Freedom Ring by Leela's Studio. I don't remember when I started this. It seems like a million years ago. This is so big, but this is Independence Hall in the Liberty Bell, and I loved it before. But now that I've been there and I've taken the tour, listened to the park ranger talk about all the things, felt all the things, there's a lot of significant things that happened in Independence Hall. Things I didn't know, take into consideration. Do you know after President Lincoln was assassinated, they brought him there on his way home, and he laid in rest there, and hundreds of thousands of people went through the room where the Continental Congress met. They draped it all in black, and they paid their respects to him. And once I mean, hearing that while you're standing in that room, looking at George Washington's chair, well, it's just a little bit overwhelming actually. But so now this piece actually yeah, is very special to me. So I'm looking forward to working on this more in the future. I just briefly worked on it in November, and I worked more up on this flag and this bird, I believe. This is a piece of, oh, something by Be Stitch Me. I can't remember. Not Another Sampler, maybe. Yeah, I know I've got a really like tight margin up here, but it is what it is. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm looking forward to working on that one some more in the future. Okay, gosh, that was all my stitching. Whew. All right, let's see what we're going to talk about. We are going to do some haul. We are going to do some needlepoint. We are going to do some sewing. I've got some stitchy kindness. I want to talk about a few FlossTube channels that I've been watching. First of all, I watch Pam and Steph of Just Keep Stitching, and I just want to say that I've really enjoyed the last several weeks of their FlossTubes. Not that I don't always. I mean, I watch them religiously. But I did really enjoy hearing about their Shepherd's Bush retreat and the Stitch West retreat, and seeing their haul and hearing their stories. So if you haven't watched Pam and Stuff before, go check them out. What are you doing? All right, the next one I want to talk about is I found a new FlossTuber to me. He is Stuart in Stitches, or Stuart's in Stitches. I think he has about, does he have like 6 or 7 of them? He's from Scotland. And I just started going back. I caught one kind of in the middle, and I think he just recently put one out, but I just started going back to watch from the beginning. He stitches a variety of different things, which I really like, because I tend to like a lot of different kind of stitching too, and so I enjoy watching that. And he also sews, I think he makes bags, or he made a light cover, like, yeah, so he sews too. Anyway, he's cool. Go check out Stuart in Stitches. Sweetwater Stitcher Jessica recently put a floss tube out that talked about how to make a stitching case. Okay, I have a case. I really want to make one. I've purchased all sorts of different fabrics, but she made a Christmas one, and now I really want to buy a green one and make a Christmas one. But anyway, it was really a good video about how to make the stitching cases, and she just kind of went through it, and you kind of got an look into her process, and I feel like mine would probably be kind of similar to that, and I really enjoyed it. So thanks, Jessica. I appreciate that video. And if you all are interested in making a stitching case, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm so sorry, but people take these jewelry cases that you buy like at Target or Amazon or whatever, and they kind of like take their like jewelry travel cases, leather covered with like velvet insides. They kind of like pull the insides all apart, and then they theme it and put fabrics in there and ephemera, and then what you want to take to stitch, like if you know, like your scissors and beeswax and all of the stuff. Anyway, so check that out if you're interested. I'll put the link to that one below. I also really enjoyed Bernadette, Burn Stitches, and Jordan the Tattooed Stitchers. I enjoyed their Stitch West recaps. Bernadette had some really good haul. Jordan's been knocking out of the park with all of her finishing lately, so go over and give them a watch. And then one more, sorry. I just found this one the other night, and I think she has 3 up now. Her name's Heidi, Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole. She is so good, y'all. I loved her right, like from the first one, and she had this really great idea. She makes this little ding bell sound like every time you should look up, because she's showing you something, because you know how we get our heads down in our stitching, we're just listening and in our own little world. It's a really good idea. So check Heidi out, Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole. And also I watched Stitchy Linda and Chrissy Finally a Farm Girl. They were so sweet. They both jumped on this the sleigh ride Sal and talked about it in their latest FlossTube. And Linda just put out a reel on Instagram that showed like all of her autumn finishes. That was really good. So anyway, check them out too. Okay, I think that's it for right this second. Is that it? That's it. So yeah, let's go to, I don't really know where to start with this haul or Stitchy Kindness. I need to move some stuff around, so bear with me just a minute. I'll be back. I'm back. And I just realized that I didn't use my board. Okay, I've had this board the last 2 times I have filmed. I just want to show y'all that I have it because I got it so I could just put my stuff up here and be all professional and show you all my stuff. I keep forgetting to use the darn thing. Okay, so Stitchy Kindness. My sister-in-law, I picked out this fabric and she so sweetly made this Halloween bag for me, and I think this trim gave her the blues, but look at these cats. She is Rivertown Designs US. Are they not fantastic? Is this zipper not fantastic? Look at this, look at this, look at this. What? Ah, that's so good. That's so good. And she made me a little notions pouch. I'm so happy with this. It's so cute. Aren't they so cute? Thank you, Angela. She is Rivertown Designs US. I don't know if she has any of these Halloween bags up, but she has really cute Christmas bags up right now. So go check those out. My friend Zan, she likes to gift me turkey stuff. I like to get the turkey stuff. I'm going to show you what she gave me for part of my birthday present. He is so handsome. She got it at an estate sale because Zan, if you don't know, Zan's got a place called Ida B's Corner. And she has it in 2 locations. One is at Southern Vintage in Bartlett. That's here in Memphis, y'all. And then one is Upsale Antiques in Covington. And anyway, she's doing really good with all of her antiquing. And look at this guy. He's heavy. She gave him to me at our 901 Stitchers get together for my birthday. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. And then she had also given me, since we're showing off turkeys, these goofy little turkey salt and peppers. And oh, there's a little pin in here somewhere. Whoops. Oh yeah. Little turkey pin and turkey button. So cute. Thank you, Zan. All right, another big Stitchy Kindness. Whoa, y'all are not going to believe this. I'm not sure I'm going to use all this. She has given her blessing for me to pass this on, or even to take it to StitchCon and put it on the table when I go. But I got this box in the mail. Sorry. From Sandra. Woo. I'm going to tell you what. It is a box. And the sweetest little note and some cute needle minders. And, I mean, a lot of neutral fabrics. I'm just going to look at all this. A lot of neutrals in 32s and 28s. So thank you, Sandra. She was cleaning out some stuff, and 32s and these are mostly 28s. Are not her jam anymore, and so she's passing them on. So if I don't use them, I'll be sharing the love either at somewhere, my 901 Stitchers or my StitchCon or retreat or wherever. But thank you, Sandra. That was fantastic. I appreciate it. You can always use a neutral to put an ornament on, you know. Okay. Woo. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show all this. Let's see. Let's start with, oh, one of the fun things when I went to Oregon. Okay, I get to meet the ladies of Starlight Stitchery, y'all. They're so sweet. We went and had coffee and chatted, and I'll put a picture of us up here somewhere. And the fun thing is I placed an order on their website. And if you are local to them in the same town, they're in Corvallis. That's where my family lives. They do like home delivery. So I placed an order, and they dropped it off at the house. And let me just show you what I got. Okay, so this is by the Stitch Crypt. As above, so below. I love that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Oh. And we had so much fun talking. They are so great. I was so happy to get to meet them. I hope I get to see them at market again this year. This is Country Spirits Collection, Homespun Elegance, Stitch the Night Away. That cute. And StarlightStitchery.com. They're also going to be, I think it's candles. I think candles or something smelly. This is Sisters and Best Friends Jingle All the Way kit. Isn't this cute? It comes with the bell and yeah. I might stitch that this year. And I didn't have this one by Brenda Gervais with that needle and thread. Holiday Hoopla Halloween. They have a lot of like witchy fun stuff on their website. Yeah. And this one's by Manny Didonna, the Sanderson sisters, Sarah. I had Mary. I don't have Winnie though. I need Winnie. And this beautiful, beautiful needle minder. Isn't that pretty? Mermaid needle minder. I love that. I love that. So thanks for your hospitalities. Thanks for your hospitality, ladies. It was so funny. We met at one coffee shop in this little town called Albany, and the coffee shop changed their hours, and we didn't know that. And so my aunt and my mom had dropped me off. They had gone to Costco, and so I was just there with the girls, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm just stranded because the coffee shop was closing. And so I rode with them over to another coffee shop, and it was fun. It was fun. They were so nice. So nice. This is what I'm going to show you my little haul from Acorns and Threads. Showed you my needle minder I got. And then I picked up Autumn Quaker. Yep. A Primrose Cottage. And this Doodles by Heart and Hand Maker. Then, oh, actually I bought, I thought this would be a really pretty color to do the Autumn Quaker in. It is a silken color. It's called Apples and Oak Leaves. I think that would be pretty to stitch that in. Yeah. And then they had some really pretty Gloriana ribbon. I'll probably use that for needlepoint. Yep. That was my Acorns and Threads haul. Let's see, what else do I have here? Picked a few things up. Oh, my friend Bobby, I got that from her when I went up there. We went up to, when we went up to Philly together. So cute. I know that's an oldie but a goodie. And then Jen, congratulations, Jen. Jen just opened a new LNS this past weekend, or the weekend before. It's called Floss Flame. It's in Dover, Delaware. Jen has cross-stitch supplies, and she also makes these fabulous candles. They smell so good. I've got to put in an order for some. But when I was at Acorns and Threads, I really fell in love with the model for this one by Stitches by Ethel. And Colleen did not have this one at her trunk show, even though there was a Stitches by Ethel trunk show there. And so Jen brought it to me, and I got it from her. So thanks, Jen. I appreciate it. So cute. And then I bought this from Colleen. It's her new holiday beaver. Look at that tail. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So cute. All right, what else do we have here? This is interesting. When I was in Oregon visiting my aunt, her friend Joni had a whip that she asked me to adopt, and I'm thinking about it. I've got it. I'm not sure. It's by Dutch Treat Designs. She's had this for a really long time. It was a pumpkin table topper. And we've got a whip, right? Now it looks like we stitch in the same direction, and it's like a bunch of well, it is watercolors by Karen Collection. That's pretty. And some pearl cotton. I don't know. I was thinking about stitching, if I have time. I was thinking about stitching it and then just popping it back in the mail to her because she liked it. I'm not really sure why she doesn't want to stitch it anymore, but I just don't think maybe it's her thing. But she liked it, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. Oh gosh, I just have a lot of things here. Let's see. I joined the Fabrics by Stephanie Fabric of the Month, and this month was a beautiful piece of caramel macchiato. Very nice. Today, I just today got these in the mail from Athena. This is Stitching Goddess Designs. She had some Christmas shirts out for sale. So get on Athena's website, but also the Facebook, because she puts up when she's going to be like putting out designs or whatever. Isn't this cute? What's this say? North Pole Stitching Co. Premium Handmade Gifts. So I got that t-shirt. I think that's so cute. And she's so good. She lets you customize like what colors you want or what kind of shirts she wants. She has multiple brands of shirts, different styles of shirts. I love this one. This one says, "Have yourself a merry little Stitchmas." Isn't that fun? Yeah. I think that's great. Stitching Goddess Designs. Check that out. Check her out. She has a floss tube too. All right, I got that today, actually, just today. What else do we have over here? Oh, this came in today as well. This Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher winter magazine. I did have a chance to look through it. I saw a few things in here I would like to stitch. I like these magazines a lot. When you buy the print copy, you have access to every single old back issue ever. When you buy the digital issue, you have access to some of those old issues. It's a great magazine. It's really nice, thick, and since I've been dabbling in the punch needle world, I like it extra. This came, I had placed an order for something from 123 Stitch. It might have been that floss that I needed. And I just couldn't resist a couple of charts, especially this new one that I would love to start tomorrow. It's by the Artsy Housewife. It's called Lit. It's so good. I love it. I love the lights. I love that cardinal in the middle, the deer. I love the border. Oh, let's see. It is 150 by 200. So good. So good. And then this one has been on my wish list for a long time. Little Dub Designs, 'Tis the Season. And I look at it and it's not very big. It's 113 by 66. I can do that. And I think probably a long time ago when I put it on my wish list, I was like, oh, that's a lot of white. That's not a lot of white compared to Sleigh Ride. So, I mean, I love this. I love these kids. They're just singing their little hearts out. I love this one. That is 'Tis the Season by Little Dub Designs. Yep. Maybe I'll start them. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, a while back I placed an order to Lindy Stitches. I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you this, but she put out a thing where she made these little, I mean, I love these. If there's an easy way to finish something, I am super all about that. And so she had said that these little boards she has were good for finishing like prairie schoolers. She had them in all different sizes. So I bought one of each size to give those a try. And then I had always wanted this chart, Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. These turkeys. Yep, they're good. Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. And let's see. Oh, I also bought the Lady Dot finishing chenille for the pillows. Yep, because I love some Lady Dot too. As is evidenced by this next one, I also bought this one by Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. You've got the love. Those are sweet. Like I said, I don't really have much Valentine's Day stuff. I really like those. And I know I bought this. I bought some kind of Lady Dot because of that. Oh, Rainy. Rainy. And then, I wonder why I needed potato. I also love the Lady Dot Velveteen. I wonder if this is the back. I don't know why I needed a potato. Maybe I just want a potato. Chances are, something I was thinking about finishing, it uses potatoes. That potato velveteen. That's what the chances are. One of my things I would like to do in December is I would like to organize all of my FFO stuff. Like all of my velveteen and my rickrack and my chenille and my pins and buttons. And I have this whole dresser that I'm just going to be dedicated to all my finishing stuff. I'm looking at it right now. It's empty. It just needs me to sit down and do the things. Okay, what else do I have in here? I placed an order from GaRon Stitchery. And I know I ordered more than this, but some little finishing fabric. That was cute. Oh, I belong to Colleen Rebel Stitchers Quarterly Club, and this just came in the mail. She has this cute little club where she just puts some little goodies in with a original needle minder once a quarter. And this is, I love this, Reed Band Books. That's a good needle minder. Read band books. And it came with some cute little book stickers and a bookmark that you can cross stitch. There might be a waiting list for this club if you wanted to join it, but you just go onto her website and sign up. You can get on the waiting list if there's a waiting list. Okay. I don't know who I ordered this from. I don't remember. Might have been GaRon Stitchery. No, I don't know. From, I think so. I think this was back from the last market, not Nashville market, the expo market thing. Okay, so this is Spooky Mansion by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. That's fun. I think that's on Grandpa's sleeve. Yeah, I like that one. And this is a Turkey Talk by Heartstring Samplery. That's super cute. Super cute. Yes, this is from GaRon Stitchery. This is Serenita de Campania, Let It Snow. That's sweet. I think I ordered that because of that goose. Maybe I've shown y'all this before. I feel like talking about that. I talked about that goose. And there's another one. Oh, how sweet are these? And then I love this Hello from Liz Matthews. Boo, Spook, Haunt. Love that one. Yep. I think this must have been, this is from a long time ago. I think this is from this summer. This is, I think this is from 123 Stitch. Plum Street Samplers Christmas Mini Moon. Oh, that's cool. I love that one. Have you seen that new one that Steph just got from Country Sampler? I really want that one. They have the kit for sale. She just showed it in the last Just Keep Stitching episode, and it's really cute. Now, I already stitched that in FFO. That I don't know how that got in the pile. This little faded flag, but I haven't, not this one. I was talking about something else. Like cute. I think Zan stitched that one. She said it took longer than she thought it was going to take. And then this is so cute. P's and Q's by the Cricut Collection. I wanted that. I think this was at one. I think I got this on 123 Stitch because it's on my wish list for a long time. Oh boy, y'all. Let's see, what else do I have in here that I'm going to show you? Is this another Lindy Stitches? Oh boy, this is another Lindy Stitches order. Let's see what I have in here. Oh, see? You're cordially invited to the Jingle Ball. There you go. There's all your information. They even have t-shirts and stuff. Isn't that cute? Yep. There you go. Jingle Ball. Okay. Oh, gosh. I got Knittle. The animal cracker. Knittle. I really want to start bobbing. Like, I was thinking about starting bobbing, like, maybe this weekend. I really want to start bobbing. That's the little mouse on the spool. Alicia just got hers back from the finisher. It's so cute. Okay, and then Clovis. This one's my favorite. Clovis is my favorite. Look at that teapot. Look at those ears. It's like the cutest badger ever. Ever. Oh, and this was, I think this was a thread pack that was on sale. It goes to that peppermint chart of hers that has a little goose on it for Christmas. I like geese at Christmas, apparently. Haven't stitched them, but apparently I want to buy them. All right, what else do I have down in here? Oh boy, yep. Okay, so I had ordered this from my friend Leanne for Forbidden Fiber Co. This was the kit, honoring Dame Maggie Smith and her character Violet. This was in, kind of like in memory. Dangerous motive. My dear, love is a far more dangerous motive than dislike. And look at her. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. So it came with a little bag and the chart and this little fob hanging off the bag. And some beautiful Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. Beautiful, beautiful. And I think there's a needle minder in here too. No, there's fabric. Countess, of course. Oh, well, I guess there's not a needle minder. I didn't think there was. Maybe I stole it already. Anything's possible. Okay, what else do I have in here that I want to show you? Some of this stuff becomes old and not relevant anymore after I've gone so long without showing it to you. Got some fabrics of the month, but they've been a minute, so I think I'll just show you these two mirrors that I bought, and then I'll move on. Okay, I never really was that super interested in her before, but there's Blossom Goddess. Thought she was pretty one day. And I've got the beads and the water lilies. And then this one, oh, Roses of Provence. She's fancy. I got these from Mindy, my mirror dealer, Mindy Daigle. She's beautiful. And I got the bead pack to go with her and her Kreinik. I think that's enough haul. Cheese and crackers. Plenty of haul, right? All right, so plans. I mean, I kind of told you all my plans. I've got the stitch alongs going on. I'm going to do Christmas stitching. I'm going to stitch what I feel like stitching with the exception of some ornaments I want to get done. Yep, that's pretty much going to be it. I hope everybody would love it if you would join me for my hashtag So Fancy B-Day Sal. I'm going to show you a little bit of needlepoint and a little bit of sewing. So I went to a sewing class, a beginner sewing class hosted by the Sewing House here in Memphis. They have a few locations in Memphis and surrounding areas, and they sell like sewing machines and fabric. They sell some yarn. They do classes. Pretty cool place. So they did a great job on a beginner adult sewing class, and we took our sewing machines and we made pillowcases. So I made my grandson Brooks a pillowcase, and so there you go. There's my first pillowcase. Isn't it cute? I thought it was cute for Christmas. Yay! And then another thing that I made while I was at my aunt's out in Oregon when I was practicing sewing was I made this turkey shirt, which I'm gonna try to make for my mom and sister-in-law. Isn't it cute? Yeah, and I just used some pearl cotton to do some little French knots for his eyes. But yep, I just cut these out random, and then you back them with this sticky stuff and iron them on here, and then sew around the edges. Some of the feathers look like kind of a Drunko might have sewn them, but that's because I'm learning. But yeah, I thought that was cute. I'll wear that on Thanksgiving. That's my sewing. I'm going to try to make the other shirts shortly. And then last but not least, let's talk needlepoint. Okay, let's see what I've got going for needlepoint here. This one, I think I started this. Yes, I started this when I went to Disney with my husband. This is the Cinderella Castle, all decked out for Halloween. So, like I said, they do special Halloween Hallowishes fireworks. And these are the Haunted Mansion ghosts. Isn't that so cute? I think this is an 18 mesh, and they kitted this up for me. The store I bought it from. What is that poking through? I used, let's see, what did I use? Beautiful colors. I stitched this on the airplane mostly. A bunch of, let's see, pepper pots and some silk lame braid. Pretty. So pretty. I ended up going with a petite silk lame for the background. I'm just doing a basket weave for the background because it was like a rainy night, and that looks like rain to me. So that's pretty much all I have left to do on this, is just finish my background. I know it's so close to white you can hardly see it, but it turned out really cute. And I'm going to make that into an ornament. When I'm done, I'm going to learn how to self-finish that myself, and I'm going to embroider Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the initials for that, and the date on the back of my ornament. And then my other one that I've been working on is this one for my grandson Brooks for his Christmas ornament. He loves this book called The Rainbow Fish, and he loves Merry Christmas Rainbow Fish, which is different than just the plain old Rainbow Fish book. I just dropped the magnet here. But anyway, there he is. Isn't he sweet? Yep. So I'm just working on that one. I want to learn to still finish that one myself too. I am using that. It was kitted up with a bunch of essentials and 1 fireworks. So that's what I've been using. I have kind of had a hard time figuring out how to do what I wanted to do for my stitch at the border with his scales and everything. I think I asked for some advice on a Facebook group, and someone suggested a stem stitch on all these borders, and I found at my LNS some really dark navy splendor. I'm gonna strand and try that and see how that works. So I might work on that. Because needlepoint you don't have to count, it is a little easier to work on portability wise, or even I can even manage it in the vehicle sometimes, depends on how curvy the road is. So I do get car sick pretty easy, but if the road's not that curvy, I'll be all right. And then the only other thing I want to show you with needlepoint is I may have a new start. This might be my my Christmas needlepoint start, but I love this so much. This is one of my favorite Christmas movies is White Christmas, and this is the Sisters canvas. So pretty. So the other day I picked out some, I went to my LNS Stitchers here in Memphis, and I picked out some really pretty flare to do the skirt in, and some very sparkly neon rays for the top of their dresses. So it's like the lace. I'm going to try some fuzzy stuff for the feathers. Yep. And I got some, oops, I got some hair and some skin color. So we'll see. That might be, I might start that this weekend while I'm out of town, but maybe not, because I forgot to get stretcher bars for it. And I don't know if I have any of the right size. I'd have to look. And I may not have time to look before I leave. So we shall see. But that will be coming soon. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have stuff everywhere, y'all. This is like a 2-hour floss tube. It's like as long as a whip parade. Speaking of which, I probably will do a whip parade near the end of December, beginning of January. Okay, I think that's everything. I mean, I think we're all caught up now. I think we're good to go. Hopefully I'll see y'all in a couple weeks and I can bring you up to speed on a much smaller scale. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient. If you're new and you stuck through this whole thing, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And if you're not new and you come back and you stuck through the whole thing, you're extra amazing. Thank you so much. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I love to chat back and forth with you all. And if you need anything, just holler, right? So I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day or night, whichever it may be. Enjoy your stitching. If you're doing something nice for Thanksgiving, I hope you enjoy yourself, and take care. I'll see you soon.